Imagine a device that could run local automations, that replaces your Zigbee coordinator and exposes those devices to Matter, provides secure remote access, and all whilst integrating with Home Assistant. That's exactly what the SMHUB Nano MG24 promises, and today I'm taking a look to see if it's worth putting at the heart of your smart home. Hey everyone, my name's Simon and welcome to a new video on Byte of Geek, a channel that's all about Home Assistant and smart home technology. Now, last year I looked at the various Zigbee dongles from SMLight and I was impressed with their overall range and the features that they offered. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this one if you want to watch it. It was about that time that I was looking at implementing PoE for some of my devices, and because of that I decided to move from my USB Zigbee dongle to a PoE one instead, and I decided to use the SMLight SLZB06 long term, and it's been rock solid ever since. These coordinators from SMLight have been hugely popular for the company. However, they haven't just sat back and counted the money. Instead, they've been busy designing new products, including the impressive looking SMHUB, which is something not too dissimilar to a gaming Wi-Fi router. New to their product lineup is the SMHUB Nano MG24, a name that just rolls off the tongue, but with a design that is very much keeping in line with their existing product range. And in this, the 6th video in my Smart Home Christmas series, I'm going to be taking a look to see what it offers, how easy it is to set up, and why you might want to use it. Thanks to SMLight for sending me out the SMHUB Nano MG24 for review on the channel. As always, they've had no editorial input into this video, and you'll get my honest thoughts and opinions about it. So what is the SMHUB Nano MG24? Well, to start with, it's not just a regular Zigbee coordinator. It can be if you wanted it to be, but that's just a waste of its capabilities. Neither is it just a hub. I think it's more of a computer on a stick that can do both of those jobs plus a whole lot more. You see, the SMHUB Nano runs a Linux operating system and it comes with a host of applications pre-installed. It can operate as your coordinator, whether that's Zigbee or Thread, and it can expose Zigbee devices to Matter, and incredibly, it can run automations completely locally. All of this in the same package as one of the existing SMLight coordinators. That's an impressive thing, and just saying all of that really makes you wonder what this could be used for. The SMHUB Nano is in early development, although all the main features you'd want for this are there right now, and I'll show you some of that in this video, but it's just something to bear in mind. Just like the other adapters in their range, the SMHUB Nano MG24 can be powered either by PoE or USB-C. I'm going to set this up via PoE and connect this to my Home Assistant instance that I've got running on my Unraid NAS. If you haven't seen these adapters before, they are quite a bit bigger than perhaps the USB ones that you might be accustomed to. The body of the adapter is quite long, and it also has this equally long multi-directional antenna that just screws onto the end. The adapter itself has a ventilated outer casing, and then there are some LEDs at the end indicating what mode it's operating in, and then you've got an RJ45 connection and a USB connection on the side. Once I connected it to my network, it was just a case of typing smhub.local into my browser, and then you get access to the web interface of the hub. No need to go searching for IP addresses in your router. It's ready to go out of the box. If you've used any of the other SMLight adapters, you'll no doubt be familiar with the interface. There are quite a few differences here with the hub though. Front and center, we've got our main dashboard area with the menu down the side, and you're immediately reminded that at present this is still in the development phase, and whilst there's quite a bit here already, there's still more to come. Down the side we've got our various applications and system options. So starting off, we have Zigbee to MQTT, and that is just the same as what I've got running on my live Home Assistant installation. Then we've got Matter Bridge, which enables you to expose those Zigbee devices to Matter ecosystems such as Apple and Google. Following that, we've got Node Red, which if you haven't come across that before, well, basically that lets you create automations and logic by visually wiring flows together. Then we've got Z-Wave JS for your Z-Wave devices. Following that, we have our apps dashboard where you can install, uninstall and update any apps you have on the hub. Next, we have console, which is a nice Linux web-based console prompt. You've got all the apps that are installed out of the box, and as you can see here, I've got my config files for my Zigbee to MQTT, but you've also got the ability to install your own packages. And if you don't want to use the browser to do all of this, then you can SSH into the device instead. And finally, we have settings, and we've all kinds of things like time zone, host name, networking and Wi-Fi details, all that kind of stuff. Next up, we've got MQTT, and I'll talk about this in just a moment. We then have the operating mode of our radio, so Zigbee, router, coordinator or thread, our firmware updates page, and finally we've got WireGuard, which allows you to have a secure remote connection to the hub. At the bottom of the list there is an under development section, and this simply lists out all the features that are apparently being worked on. There isn't any detail on what each of these are or if or when they might arrive and be usable, but you know, there is certainly some very interesting items in the list. Now, one of the first things I wanted to try with this was to see how well Zigbee to MQTT ran on the hub. I already use it in my main Home Assistant installation, but I was intrigued by the thought of running it on a coordinator. My demo Home Assistant system already has MQTT set up, so what I did was to connect Zigbee to MQTT to that. It's a simple thing to do. You just go into the app dashboard and click on Zigbee to MQTT, and then you've got the settings, and you just fill in your broker details. Click on save, stop and restart the app, and you should then see in the logs that it's all starting up. And you know, after a few seconds, you then get the Zigbee to MQTT dashboard. I added one of my Zigbee smart plugs, and it's got all of the same details and functionality you would expect to see. All of the entities of the device are exposed, and when I go into Home Assistant, you can see them there under MQTT broker. I then tried adding an Akara button, and these can be a little fiddly at the best of times to get connected, but it eventually did, and as you can see, it's there in Home Assistant as well. And of course, I can now set up an automation to turn on the plug when I press the button. In use, this was just as quick as using it via my Home Assistant installation. This is just one of the simplest cases of the SMHUB Nano. Taking it a step further, I could easily have flipped this the other way around because the SMHUB Nano can run MQTT itself, and so I could have had Home Assistant using that instead. Offloading some of the processes like Zigbee to MQTT and MQTT broker to the SMHUB Nano can help in situations where you've got a low powered host machine, as well as helping to decouple aspects of your smart home. I could also quite easily set this up in bridge mode with Home Assistant. This now adds a layer of resilience to my setup, allowing Zigbee to MQTT to start up even if my Home Assistant server is down. There's so much the SMHUB Nano can do. In fact, SMLight sent me a 24-page document featuring all the different combinations in which this could be used. Everything from multi-hubs talking to Home Assistant, USB devices connected and pass through to Home Assistant, all the way up to where you're using the full power of the SMHUB Nano to run all of your automations via Node Red, with devices talking to Google, Apple and Amazon over Matter, and Home Assistant integrated via MQTT, all whilst running locally and without the cloud. When you then consider that you've got secure remote access via WireGuard as well, then this really does make it a perfect remote device that wouldn't need to connect to Home Assistant to automate devices. So that's the SMHUB Nano MG24, and I've only just scratched the surface of what this can do. But I think this is a really interesting device from SMLight, and I'm certainly going to continue playing around with it. If you'd like to see more content featuring the SMHUB Nano, then let me know what in the comments below, and hit the like button as well. Could you see this in your smart home? If so, what would you use it for? Let me know below. And if you're interested in picking one of these up, then I've put a link to it in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notification bell as well, so that you don't miss the next video that I've got lined up across the rest of December as part of my 12 days of Smart Home Christmas. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.